Hello, everyone, and welcome to Funny Friday. Yay! This is okay. Here is the story, and I am Dee Burns. So, Funny Friday. I love Jeff Foxworthy. I loved when they did the Redneck Comedy Blue. I don't know what was it called, Redneck Blue Collar Comedy Tour, or whatever. I don't know, but I loved when him and Larry the Cable Guy and Ron White and Bill Engvall when they all did their tour. I loved that, but. I saw this pop up. It's Jeff Foxworthy, Facts of Life, if you've got a junk drawer. Now, I have a story about a junk drawer, so we'll wait till the end on that. But anyway, okay, before we get into this, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm on the way to 2,000 subscribers. I would appreciate your help with that, and because I love all my subscribers. Okay, let's get into this. Facts of Life, if you have a junk drawer, Jeff Foxworthy.
And I don't want to act like I don't know anything, because you don't get to be this age and haven't learned something. My plane ride out here, y'all got to help me. Because here's the weird thing as a comic. You don't know if something's funny or not until you try it out on somebody.
Yeah,
so I was thinking,
it's true.
Some things you do know. So I'm going to call these the facts of life. That's what to do with sex, just things you know.
Okay.
Facts. All right, here's a fact of life. If you want the phone to ring, sit on the toilet.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
My
yes.
phone won't ring all day long. I sit on the toilet and starts ringing. And then you get your pants around your ankle.
Or you try to get in your wheelchair.
You never make it in time. You check caller ID. It's a toll-free number.
Yes. Yes. Assholes. That's true.
All right, here's another one. Here's a fact of life. If you are trying to get to the bathroom in an emergency situation,
okay,
unbuttoning your pants in an effort to save time is not a good idea.
All the muscles.
Because the muscles that guard the floodgates take that unbuttoning as a sign to abandon their post. And the 4 seconds you saved unbuttoning are nullified by the hour and a half you spend mopping and doing a load of laundry.
Yes. Yes, so true. Oh my God.
Oh, I'm 2 for 2. I'm so happy.
2 for 2.
Fact of life, the insanity of the person driving the car is directly proportional to the number of bumper stickers on the back of the car. Am I right? Doesn't matter left wing, right wing. When you pull up behind a car with 25 bumper stickers, you're like, somebody's avoiding them at the family reunion, I guarantee you.
One of my friends the other day, he said he pulled up behind a car that said, honk if you're horny. Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, bumper stickers. Bumper stickers.
Fact of life, the more kids you have, the worse your parenting becomes. People with 1 kid are making homemade baby food out of organic vegetables they grew in their own garden.
Yeah, that's true.
By the time the 4th kid comes along, you're drinking a beer while you watch your toddler pull a milk dud out from under the stove and eat it.
You don't even have to have 4 kids. I feel so bad because when Hunter was born, I took pictures of him. I did all this stuff. I saved his hair. And then Wyatt, my second child, he came along. And, he didn't get any of that. Oh my gosh, that is so true. Oh my gosh.
Fact of life, the length of a woman's nightgown is directly proportional to the length of her husband's nose hairs.
No, that's not true.
We're a little iffy on that one.
Yeah, throw that one out.
Fact of life, if you agree to follow somebody in your car going somewhere you have no idea where you're going, that person will run every yellow light and change lanes like somebody on the world's scariest police chase.
I've done that.
It could be your 80-year-old uncle. When you agree to follow him from the church to the reception, he suddenly becomes the Dukes of Hazzard. He's like jumping creeks, corners on 2 wheels. All right, fact of life. Hopefully this is, I just think if my family does it, we're not the only ones, so we'll find out. Fact of life, everybody on the planet, no matter where you live, no matter how much money you got, everybody has a junk drawer in their house.
Not true. Wow.
Okay, I've never been to your house.
Yeah.
Let me see how close I come.
Okay.
Within that drawer,
Oh, shit.
there are an assortment of screws and paper clips, 6 rubber bands, 2 marbles, 5 AA batteries you don't know if they're good or bad.
Yes.
10
Yes.
pizza coupons, all of which have expired. A broken garage door opener.
Yeah.
2 packets of soy sauce. Some cough drops. A tube of glue Superman could not get the top off of.
Yes.
And 1 lens from a pair of sunglasses. Good, okay? All right, here we go. 37 cents in change, including a nickel with a hole in it, 3 birthday candles, a checkbook from a bank you used 10 years ago,
Yes.
a combination lock that is locked and you do
Don't
not know
know
the
combination.
combination
Yep.
to it,
Yep.
7 keys that go to God knows what,
Exactly.
the light bulb from a flashlight, 6 business cards from people you don't remember meeting, a picture of somebody's gap-toothed kid in a cap and gown, 1
Okay.
shoestring, directions
Yes.
to a coffee maker you no longer own, a
Yeah.
bullet, a keychain your kid made that was too ugly to actually use.
I want to go back to the bullet. Who has a bullet in their junk drawer? If you have a bullet in your junk drawer, you better leave me a comment because I want to know why that bullet is in your junk drawer. Oh my gosh, that was funny.
Bullet, a keychain your kid made that was too ugly to actually use, 3 Tic Tacs, a piece of string, and a dead roach laying on its back with its feet in the air.
I don't have the roach. That's pretty damn close, though.
Is that pretty close?
It's very
There's
close.
always like one of those stubby screwdrivers with paint on the end of it too.
Yeah.
That you could use if you remembered it was in there, but you never did.
Yeah. That's
All right,
true.
here's the last one. Fact of life. Everybody over 50 thinks the world is going to hell in a handbasket.
I'm just going to say one thing before he ends here. I remember when I was growing up, my grandma and grandpa would always say, this world is crazy and it's falling apart and we're in end times. And oh, they were always saying stuff like that. And I remember saying, when I get older, I'm not going to say that. Ask my kids how many times I've said that.
And it's our own fault.
Yeah.
Because, and we didn't start out to do this, but we may go down in history as the worst generation of parents to ever live.
Yeah.
It's because we have hovered over our kids so much, we've left them incapable of doing stuff.
Yeah. He is so right about that hovering. I'm very thankful that I had a person in my life when my boys were little, a pastor, and he said, don't hover. Don't hover. You know, if they get hurt, you know, as long as there's not a limb missing, just let them cry, let them deal with it, and don't hover. And he also said, I'll never forget this. It was a guy that was the pastor of our church back in Iowa, Pastor Craig, and the boys and I just love him. And he's passed now, which is very sad. But anyway, I remember when the boys were little, he told me, he said, if they come home with purple hair, don't yell at them. It's just hair. And if that is the worst thing that they do as a teenager, count yourself lucky. And I carried that advice through the years when my boys were teenagers. I thought that was such great advice. And everything that they did that I thought was stupid, I would say, you know what, if this is the worst thing they do as a teenager, I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky. But okay, I promised you a story about the junk drawer. Now you guys are going to have to leave me a comment on this, okay? Because when Hunter went to college, he went to college in Chicago. And his college, they had people from all over the country. And one of his roommates lived on the East Coast. Well, Hunter, when they moved in is he made a junk drawer. And he told all his roommates, this is the junk drawer. And the guy that lived on the East Coast was like, what's a junk drawer? And then he said, people, there must be a Midwest thing. Because he goes, I know people on the West Coast. I know people on the East Coast. nobody has a junk drawer. He goes, I've never heard of that. So you gotta leave me a comment and let me know because I know I've got subscribers from all over the country. Please leave me a comment and let me know. Do you have, let me know where you live and then if you have a junk drawer or not. Because I want to know if that's true. Is it true that people on the East Coast and the West Coast don't have junk drawers? If it's just a Midwest thing, that's hilarious. I think that is so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed my reaction to Funny Friday. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm on my way to 2,000 subscribers, and I would appreciate you guys helping me out. So, okay, that's it for today. And you know what? I love you guys. Have a great weekend. Bye.